Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Tim and this is the Warehouse Series. So today I'm going to be going over a couple of my dry goods pictures that I have done in the warehouse. I had someone post on my last video, can you do a case by case of produce? I tried in the past. It is very hard whenever you are almost forced to build two pallets at one time with the bigger cases and produce. And my phone just gets blocked really quickly, so it never worked out. Every time I tried to do a case by case with my produce pallets, it just never worked out. So that's why I don't have video of produce. I can only do so much up by propping my phone up in my jack. It's not like I could have a film crew in there, watching me select. I wish I could, but it's just not going to happen. And plus, I'm down at dry goods right now. I'm not 100% sure when I'll be back up at the produce warehouse, but I do have a lot of videos out in my case selection part of my playlist that you can go through. And guys, you got to remember too, is just because I'm at dry goods, there's still a lot of the same concepts that could be taken up to perishable. So when you saw me do my case by case last one, I mentioned that when I did my case by case in the dairy section up there, I literally started my pallet off the same way. It was canned goods and yogurts. I started it off the same way. So there are some similarities to selecting in the dairy and down here in dry goods, but not a lot. I've been noticing there's a lot different, different techniques that you use from one warehouse to the other. So with that being said, we're going to get to my first order that I'm going to look at. It's just a finished product. All right, guys. So on this one right here, I know I'm showing this final product. I have my next video is going to be me on my dog food pallet. I took pictures of me doing a dog food order. And when I do my dog food pallet, I like to put all my bags on the front pallet. When I do this section of the warehouse, I've mentioned this before, I like to put my LaCroix, my pop, and I like to put the Arizona teas on one pallet. Me personally, I don't like these things being low on the pallet as a base. And there's enough product, enough heavy product in this part of the warehouse where I'm going to have no problem getting a second base. So I don't need these as a base. Now, if I needed them as a base, then I will roll with it. But I just prefer to put these on the front pallet. So you're going to see that many times. I like how the Arizona lines up. It does that quite a bit. See how the Arizona says Arizona between two boxes? I just thought that was funny. But the top box, the waters up above, they are cases that if you have these waters in your warehouse, if one freaking water leaks on this pallet, it makes all these boxes soggy. So there was nothing wrong with these waters except for the boxes were really weak. And so I hiked them up there to put them on top of the Arizona tea so I can get them out to the store because once again, it's just a wet box, but the contents inside is fine. And then on the very top of this pallet, I put salad dressings on their side. Probably one of the only times I will put salad dressings on its side is whenever I'm topping off a pallet. I took this picture right here, very blurry, but this person actually put their salad dressings, those little dots are salad dressings. They put their salad dressings on their side and they're not even halfway through their pallet. And I'm imagining those cases got smashed pretty good. I would never do that. At the top of my pallet, I have no problem because I'm not putting anything on top of them. But yeah, down here, a heck, big time no. All right, guys, this is the side view of my pallet that I did. The yellow area is just, I was talking about the salad dressings. I already mentioned that. But I just wanted to give you a side view. I got pops in the back, all that stuff. I just like throwing on the front pallet. And here is the back part of that pallet, the finished product. As you can see, this is tied in real nice. It's a real nice, solid pallet. All right, guys. So like I said, I only took one picture of the back pallet. I don't know why, but I did. But once again, I don't get the thought process whenever I see people take the same case and they just start separating it all through the two pallets. Keep them together. I got water, noodles, coffee, hot sauces, and then I top it off with whatever's there. I can't really see it on the laptop, but guys, keep your cases together. Keep the same cases together, like cases. So if I had a hot sauce and I had a box that actually was the same size as a hot sauce, why would I separate them? That's what I mean when I say like cases. So just keeping cases together is going to give you a nice pallet, a nice solid pallet. So that was the second pallet of that. And I just want to pull this picture up. I'm not even 100% sure if this is the order I just did or not. But in our warehouse where we're starting at, we get, if you have a starting point in our 30 owl, you're getting all smaller cases. Even before that, you can get smaller cases like you see here. And then you come over to our 34 owl, which is these oils and waters, the Fiji water. You know, I always say I like big, strong cases on the corners. Well, this is where I'm finding out that it is not always necessary when you're starting with smaller cases on your base. So if I would have took, see how I got the yellow arrow pointing down with the dotted lines. It's in between two. It's a nice sturdy case. I got nice solid cases to put that on. If I would have took that yellow Crisco and put it on top of where I got my yellow arrow in the corner, it would have gave me an unsturdy corner. So as much as I say that I want a nice heavy solid case in the corner, that's not always going to be the case if you have a lot of smaller cases, because like I said, if I would have put that Crisco on top of that dole, it would have gave me a rocking corner. So just something to think about. And with that being said, we're going to get on to the third pallet that I want to show you. And in this first picture right here, you know, what do you see? I got that yellow line going up the middle of it. I basically column stacked this. But as you can see with the orange bracket at the bottom, I tied in that corner. And believe it or not, those waters are tied in. If you have these small waters in your warehouse, it is very weird. They're like really wavy and they almost lock in together. So although those two towers of water look like an unstable corner, they really aren't. They're locked in together. So I got two of my corner bases actually tied in. And, you know, that's what allowed me to column stack. Now, let's say these waters over here were just regular waters that don't lock in together. I would have never went that high with them. It would have been a really unstable corner and I would have put them in different places. But like I said, if you have these small waters, you know what I'm talking about. The way the package is, you know, done, they're really wavy and they actually they fit right in together. So you can get away with stacking these smaller waters really high, which I had 12 of them. So I got 6 and 6. So that's the first picture I want to show you. Here is the side of that same pallet. Okay, this was actually a 1 pallet order. So here's the side of it. I got the arrow on that case in the middle because what do I tell you all the time? I do not like sticking cases this way in this part of the pallet. But as you can see the orange line on top of it, it made me level. If it did not come out level, I would not have done it, because the problem with stacking cases like this in this part of the pallet is that you start getting weak corners because you're forcing yourself to put smaller cases on the corners whenever you put bigger cases going this direction inside that middle part of that pallet. All right, and the last picture I want to show you is the back end of that order. And it's the same thing that I mentioned on the previous one where I said I put that oil in the middle because if I would have put it on the corner, it would have fell over. Same thing here. I got 2 corners with small cases on. If I would have took that big heavy oil and stuck it on the corner, it would not have worked out. It would have gave me 2 unsturdy corners. So I am finding out in dry goods that sticking those nice big heavy cases on the corners is not always the solution down here. I got it in the middle, right on top of a jar of jelly. You know, whatever you're putting it on in the middle, you got to make sure it's on something solid though. But I got this on jelly and it's not going anywhere. And, you know, once again, I just want to show that again. So be careful of what you're stacking your oils on if you are getting into the same problem that I have with that. So be careful that you're, you know, not sticking those oils on the corner just because you want those nice sturdy corners. When you're starting off with small cases, try not putting them there. But if you are starting off as the oils on a base, then you could definitely put them on the corners. So that's it for today, guys. I hope these pictures help you. Like I said, I'm going to have another one coming out shortly with dog food, my dog food order. So, you know, please subscribe, you know, and you want to join Discord. That link is in the description below. And I hope you guys have a great day.